The target grammar for this lecture is would, to talk about the past. Here we're going to look at an unusual use of would. We're using it to talk about the past. Let's have a look at the meaning. Look at this example of a mother talking to her teenage son. When you were a child, you would always cry when you went to school. Then, when you got home, you would say what fun you had. So we've used would in this example twice. What does it mean? We use would to talk about a past habit or past behavior that was done or shown often, not just once. This use of would is similar to used to. If you know the grammar used to, you know that we use this to talk about past habits, past actions. We cannot use it just to talk about something that happened once. If something only happened once, we simply use the past simple tense. We use would like used to when something happened many times in the past. So would and used to are very, very similar. But we use would to give a story. It sounds a bit more story-like. So when you're talking about something in the past, for example, when you were a child, you can use would to say that you did something many, many times. You often did it in the past. You don't do it now necessarily, but when you were younger in the past, you did it very often. For example, when I was at school, I would collect Pokemon cards. I would play Pokemon cards with my friends, and we would battle each other to try and win each other's cards. You can hear I used would many times in that example because we used to do this action very often in the past. So we can use would when we're telling stories about our past. Let's have a look at some examples. Here is the first one. When I was in my 20s, I would exercise daily. Now I've become really lazy. I need to start getting fit again. So this person is talking about his 20s. Maybe now he is 30 or 40 years old. He's talking about his past years. When he was in his 20s, he would exercise daily. So he did this daily, very often. It was a habit that he did again and again and again, not just once, but very often. Have a look at another example. During World War II, people in Britain would cover their windows to prevent light from being seen by the enemy aircraft. This is an example talking about World War II. People in Britain used to cover their windows so that light wouldn't be seen from the sky, so the enemy aircraft wouldn't know where the towns were situated at night. So this was a habit that many people had at the time. They did it very, very often at night. So in this case, we can use would because they did it every day during the war. Let's look at one more example now. When I was at school, I would study hard for every class except maths. I just couldn't get interested in it. In this example, I am talking about my school years from a long time ago. I said I would study hard for every subject except maths. So I used would because this was my habit. I didn't just study hard once, it was every day and every week. So something I did often. So would in this example is perfect. Now, move on to the next lecture, the structure, and make sure you look at the lecture, things to note. There are many things to note for this particular grammar. Make sure you watch it. I'll see you there.